Alright, I'm here to discuss whether healthcare, the citizens provided with healthcare is a human right or not. It is not. It is not a human right. Now, in this video, I'm not opposing single payer healthcare or universal healthcare. But the reason why is because that debate has so many other things to discuss that this is not going to be whether or not we should have a universal health care. However, it is not a right. It's a service. There's difference. You cannot be provided with services and count that as a right, because you are taking from someone else. Someone else has to do something to provide for you. Whether it's right or wrong, but it's still not a human right. And I'll tell you why. First off, taking taxes is against human rights. Because at the end of the day, if you don't pay your taxes, that somebody will come with a gun to throw you in jail, remove you off your property, eventually. Now, of course, there's ways to do it. They don't just say, oh, you don't pay your taxes, you're going to jail. They can garnish your wages. They can freeze your bank account. They can ruin your credit. They can charge you more interest until you get it paid. The list goes on of the things they can do before they come at you with a gun, okay? That's why most people don't end up going to jail who owe taxes, because eventually they basically ruined you to the point where you have no choice but to pay them, okay? So that is by force. So with taxes, basically means that I got dog hair in my mouth. Hold on. Ugh. Okay. Basically speaking, somebody has to pay for your health care. And I'll be honest with you, it's not the taxpayers that are directly paying for your services, our services, or whatever you want to call it. Basically, what it means is we as taxpayers pay the interest of the Federal Reserve, okay? That's what we pay into. So we have to borrow more money from the Federal Reserve or wherever, bank of whoever, to provide any kind of services for you or for us or whatever. This means that it devalues the dollar, making your purchasing power of a dollar less and less. So what once cost $1 yesterday will now cost $2 tomorrow to provide people with health care. Okay, so that's the first reason why it is not a right, because you have to violate the rights of someone else, pretty much everyone else, to provide for other people. So that will cancel out that. The second reason is you're basically, by force, using the services of nurses, janitors, doctors, etc. And you're thinking, no, because they don't have to work there, or this or that, the other thing. Well, here's the problem. Let's just say nurses across the country go on strike. They organize, unionize, or whatever you want to call it, go on strike because they feel that their services are not being paid for the way they deserve, okay? Now you gotta force whoever didn't go on strike to work longer hours, more days a week, whatever you want to call it. You're forcing them to do something that they don't want to do, just to keep their job. And you could fire all those people that go on strike, but then you're forcing them. Basically, you're not giving them the right to organize and argue their rights as a worker here. So by doing that, you are violating their rights. So you're doing this by force. You're forcing someone else to provide something for you. That's not a human right. That's a service. So service should always be voluntarily anyway. So with that being said, I'm just basically going to say this. Human rights, here's like what human rights really are. One, the freedom of speech, the freedom to practice whatever religion you want, freedom of the press, freedom to organize, etc. That's a right. Another right would be the right to protect yourself with any means necessary, which includes guns, okay? Yes, if the government, and here's the thing is, you protect yourself from other people and protect yourself from the government. So if the government has weapons that they can destroy you with, you have a right to protect yourself. See, we've been violated so much with thanks to technology, we've been violated in that second right no matter what. Now, I'm not suggesting we should have tanks and missiles and, you know, SWAT teams to ourselves. You know, I'm not suggesting that. I'm just saying in general, technology has basically gotten rid of the ability to protect ourselves from the government. However, we should be able to protect ourselves from anyone else. As long as guns are around, we should be able to protect ourselves, our personal selves and our family and our households for that reason. We also have a right to a fair trial. That's a right. We have a right to, you know, ethical treatment of, you know, when you are accused of a crime. Also, ethical treatment of being convicted of a crime. Those are human rights right there. Another human right would be the right to privacy. Now that has been violated through all sorts of amendments. Both Republican and Democrats in general support spying on you. They don't, for, you know, basically saying giving you safety over liberty, which that means if you agree with that, you deserve none. Also, the right to property. That is a right, but unfortunately that's been violated too because of the taxes. See, if you don't pay your taxes, they come at you with a gun and remove you from your property and steal your property. So you do not own property. You only rent from the government. There's other rights to, as you get, those are main human rights right there. There's other rights that go in there, but that you don't need to hear a 20-minute video of human rights. However, healthcare is not a right because you're providing a service for other people by taking from other people and forcing people to give someone services. See, somebody has to pay the price to give you healthcare. So I'm going to end it there. Have a good night.